Divine Collective. Tap in. Hey, Mermaid. Thank you so much for being here. Tap in. Oh, let me get this together here so we can be here with each other. Okay. It's your girl, Cass Crown. Let's tap into this collective reading for Divine Feminines, Anointed Chosen Ones, and all of God's children. Okay. What did Dr. King say? Black men and white men, Jews and inside Protestants and Catholics, so that we can all sit around and be anointed together. Okay. And sing free at last. Tap in, tap in. All right. I mean, I'm getting some really beautiful energy going on here. Immediately, creative expression popped out. So a lot of y'all might actually be feeling like you are in a moment of development, that you feel completely inspired to experiment on different things that are happening in your life right now. And I really love this for you. A lot of you are stepping out, being 10 toes down. There's a lot of personal development happening here. I'm feeling big Taurus energy coming out. Look, a lot of inner child. So a lot of you, wow, might actually be exploring things that were once off the beaten path for you, or maybe it wasn't allowed for you as a child. Maybe there's some unresolved issues that you're tapping into through your creative expression. I'm getting some big Cancer energy, so some deep spiritual, emotional healing happening here, maybe even some insight. Tap in. I'm feeling like a lot of you are really connecting even deeper with some synergy here. There's some communication happening, so maybe some of you are even tapping into some therapy, and you're finding some effort, you're finding some love, you're finding some closure to a lot of things that have been hurting you in the past, especially with family. I'm feeling family coming up a lot lately, so a lot of generational curses may be being broken right now, and you're finding a way to healthily heal through it. Look, a lot of people are feeling like that they are not just shadows of their former selves. I don't want to say that, but maybe like you're starting to feel and look different and move differently. I'm feeling like inner ocean is coming up for me right now. So even with the inner child, I'm feeling like there's a lot of emotional movement that's happening for you right now. Some of you may be crying a lot. Some of you may be doing a lot of release therapy. Tap into that. That's quite beautiful. But right now I'm feeling big healing energy that's coming from you. And this is from you putting in the work. This is from you already saying, like, I refuse to be somebody that is holding on to emotional trauma, emotional dissonance that keeps me from my true God-given purpose. Tap in. And I love that for you. Some of you are deciding to face the darkness right on and just saying, hey, I know that things have been messed up for me, but right now is the time where I am reclaiming what Maxine would say, reclaiming my time, reclaiming my power. Tap in. There is a big burning urge for you to take control. Like, this is not a maybe. This is not a suppose I will. There's no question here. You are on I absolutely must do this. I absolutely must go on this healing journey, because a lot of you could be feeling stagnant. There is a self-awareness that has presented itself, and you did not particularly like where your energy, your time, your essence was being directed, because you always felt like you had to defend yourself. You always felt like you had to step into a defensive role, and you were defending yourself against people who could honestly care less about where you are in your journey. And once you came to that realization, tap in. A lot of big movement is happening. We got Odyssey that stepped out on the board here. So we already have that you're going on. This is actually like an adventure. So it's almost like you're like, I don't know what's about to be ahead of me. I don't know where I'm about to go with this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And you feel like moving forward, is a way better decision than staying stagnant. That's what it feels like. And I love that for you. And oftentimes when we get stuck, oftentimes we feel like we've shown up for everybody else, that we have not given ourselves love, that when people expect us to be a certain way and we try to conform to those types of to those types of boxes that we start to feel stuck. We start to feel everybody else's wrath. We start to, hey boo, we start to feel like we're a former version of ourselves, or we're not the version that we want to be. So seeing this Odyssey pop up, the number 9, almost completion, like you're ready to take the next step, you're ready to take the next leap into who you are, stepping into your purpose. And I really love that for you, because it takes a lot to sit down and talk to yourself and say, hey, it's time for me to truly move. It's time for me to step away. Look, desire. You're moving away from anxiety. You're moving away from loneliness. As a matter of fact, I feel like a lot of you right now are desiring to even move forward. And right now you are feeling worried because you're stepping into the unknown. A lot of you might actually be feeling lonely because you're moving into the unknown. And if you're feeling that way, I'm here to tell you that that's completely normal. That happens when you're stepping into a higher, newer version of yourself. You're going to feel like this is a path that not only that you've never walked before, but no one else will understand. And you know what? It is kind of like that. No one knows this path that you are journeying on. No one can really put themselves in your shoes, and that's fine. This is where you truly tap into building a deeper relationship with God. Tap in. And a lot of people along this journey of yours, you'll meet them along the way. They are deepening their relationship with God as well. Tap in. And if this is where your journey is, I love this for you. But here's the thing about feeling like you're lonely during this journey. You may start to feel disconnected, separated. You might even feel like people are neglecting you. No, that's not the case. Well, some people might be disconnected, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you have to go on a journey of solitude, it is a disconnection. It's a disconnect from what you're used to. It's a disconnect from you moving all the time according to what their will was, what the people who were using your powers and your time. There is a huge disconnect. And I want you to honor that disconnect. I want you to look at the separation as a gift, as an opportunity to find out why exactly you felt the need, or why exactly those other people, that situation, that environment was utilizing your energy to fill that void. You see what I'm saying? Because oftentimes when we look at ourselves and we're like, okay, I showed up because ... When we look at ourselves in that manner, we start to look at the points that we can fulfill ourselves, that we can find creative expression to heal ourselves, to look at, am I doing something that's connected to my childhood? Am I doing something that is a trauma response? And once you start to understand why you are doing something to please others, and you start to disconnect, you start to detach and separate from that road, from that energy, from that understanding, once you start to detach from those behaviors, you will find that there is another level of freedom where you start to reach, you start to succeed, you start to find different guidance, a bigger, better understanding, deepening of your accomplishments, what you need to acquire to move forward. Tap in. Divine Feminine, I feel like this is big time energy for you, especially with the succeed, the rhythm is coming out. What is poking out at the bottom? Dancing, and look, weeds. So you're already okay. So here we go. Tap in. See the message, God. What are you telling? God is truly saying that there is this uplifting quality. While you might feel a bit scared, while there might be a fear, there might be some tense energy there. That's okay. But as you are experiencing that, find an outlet, not just a creative expression outlet that deals with the unresolved past that deals with self-awareness, but take this energy and start pulling out the weeds in your life. And oftentimes when we start moving forward, we often forget that there's still attachments to us that we need to address. And a lot of that attachment, a lot of that is invasive and is unwanted, especially when you have attachments to people that have been in your life for a long time, or an environment or a habit or a ritual that has been instilled in you for a very long time, especially when it comes to protection, spiritual protection. You often have these immediate responses where you kind of bend to other people's idea or will, and that doesn't feel good, especially when you're trying to keep the peace. And I feel like a lot of y'all, especially, not even especially, any of God's children, the last thing you want to have to do is go to bat, go fight. You don't want to go into a war with somebody that you love or that you perceive loves you. You don't want to disturb the peace. Tap in. But let me tell you something. Ludacris made a whole entire record label called Disturb the Peace for a reason, because sometimes you got to make noise to protect yourself. Sometimes you got to make noise to be heard, to be seen, because people be thinking that you just a trick. People just be thinking that you are a one-man trick pony show. Some people truly sit up here and use you and try to what's the word I'm looking for? Agitate, tap in. People will agitate you just to get a rise out of you for their own amusement. Tap in. And when they do that, it hits your soul in a certain way. You start to become disappointed in yourself because you start asking yourself, why in the world did I let this person take advantage of me in the first place? Why exactly did I go off the rails like that? Why exactly am I crying so much? Am I fighting so much to be heard against somebody? Tap in against somebody, anybody, any person that is only using my pain for their entertainment. I'm telling you right now, at that point, tap in, you are entertaining a demon. And at some point, every anointed chosen one, at some point, every child of God, at some point, every divine masculine, divine feminine has absolutely gone through that moment where they find out that they are entertaining a freaking demon. Tap in. So you got to pull those weeds. Those weeds are aggressive. Those weeds are stubborn. Those weeds are untamed. See, they have no clue. COUTH, because they can't spell it either. Tap in. These weeds are wild. They are pesky. They are tenacious. And you've got to take them out of your life by any means necessary. You know what? When people take out weeds, what they do, they put on the gloves, right? They spray the poison down and they just start ripping them up. You ever see somebody just rip them up? Some people take weed whackers, but the weed whackers, they actually the weeds grow back. Okay, it's not enough to just chop off the head. You got to go to the root. You got to pull out exactly where these people, where this environment, where this energy is manifesting, is staying stuck, is being stubborn in your life, and you've got to absolutely positively pull those weeds out. And when I see dancing next to the word weeds, this gives me insight in the fact that, yes, while it's going to hurt a little bit in this process, it's also going to be an energizing what's the word I'm looking for? Energizing activity for you. You're going to start seeing just how powerful you truly are when you get to say, what's my word, y'all? No. Not just no, but hell no. Tap in, okay? And there is a rhythm, there is a flow that you start to get. Tap in. Yes, absolutely. There is a rhythm, there is a flow that you get into when you start removing the negativity out of your life. So all this flow has a pattern, right? So when you start pulling out the weeds, your arms might start burning at first, right? It's a lot of physical labor that comes with it, a lot of emotional labor that comes with it. At some point, you're going to get tired, but you're going to tell yourself to keep going. Why? Because the end result is going to be the most beneficial for your spiritual life right now. That's why creative expression and inner child is so important in this conversation, because as you're pulling those weeds, you are understanding that you are not healing you're not only healing yourself in this moment, but you are healing all of the neurons that have connected back to your childhood trauma, and it's time to heal that younger version of you. As you are pulling out those weeds, you have a conversation with your younger self. I don't care if the younger self is 4 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, heck, 5 years ago, heck, yesterday. Tap in. That's a younger version of yourself. And you tell your younger version of yourself, you are safe. We are pulling out these weeds. I'm pulling out these weeds for you. You tell your younger self that they can seek refuge in you, because you are doing what needs to be done. When you did not have the power yesterday, you have the power today. When nobody took up for you when you were a child, you're taking up for you right now. And there's something very powerful. There is something very next level where you get to look at your inner child, your hurt self, your younger version of you, where you cowered down, where you couldn't speak, where you felt like you were being shut down, where people dismissed your spiritual powers, where people told you that you were not enough, where people just laughed at you. There is something very powerful about telling that younger version of yourself that yes, you are amazing and you are worth it. And those demons could never understand you, because how could darkness ever understand what it's like to live in the light? Tap in. That's why they try to siphon your light. That's why they try to pull away from you, because at the end of the day, you shine bright like a diamond, and they are in the 20th pits of hell. Tap in. Yes, I'm real. I'm realer than real, dear Holyfield. Woo-wee. Man, that was a message. Tap into that. Tap in. God, what's the next message? Who we got? Cars just flying everywhere. Synergy and beach. So oh my gosh. So let me tell you right now. When we talk about synergy, when we talk about we're talking about your goal. We're talking about effort, communication. I just said you will be communicating with your younger self. And again, your younger self don't mean that you got to be a baby. It don't mean that you got to be a teenager. Your younger self is 5 minutes ago, when you just got off a phone call with somebody in your family that tried to play you for a fool, that don't want to give your money back, that acts like you don't know what you're talking about, that's trying to plan a family vacation that they never going to pay for in the first place. Like all of these people that play in your face that happened 10 minutes ago, you can actually go back to your younger self and say, you know what? You let them get over this time, but never, ever again. Tap in. Don't ever think that you have to go all the way back. Start with the yesterday self. Start with the last year self. Start with the 2 minutes ago self if you need to. Because sometimes when you go back to this inner child, it is a deep root, a deep weed that you have to pull out. You have to nurture it. Tap in. So when I see beach, I'm seeing like, what are your surroundings? What are the events that are happening that's washing upon your shore, that's washing upon your beach, that's washing upon your sand over time, where you never step on the same sand particle ever the same. It always washes away. So what is eroding that needs to be taken care of? And what is washing upon your shore that is beneficial? And what is washing upon your shore that is trash and needs to be put away? Tap into that. Oh my gosh. And there's always a destination. What is there a message in a bottle for you that's washing upon your shore that you keep pushing back out into the water? I keep telling you, Cancer and energy keeps popping up here. I'm seeing a lot of 4s, a lot of 6s, a lot of 5s. So a lot of y'all even going through new beginnings. A lot of y'all are even like, whew. A lot of y'all are resetting for the 5th time. for the 10th time. Some of y'all have reset so many times that you think that there's even no point to reset. And some of y'all are resetting for the first time ever in your entire life. And at any given time, you decide to reset. Any given time, you start to say, okay, it's time to start over again. You give yourself the absolute blessing. You ask God to walk 10 toes with you. You ask God for the strength, because it's never easy to start all over again. It's never easy to say, oh my gosh, I have to start from ground zero. Sometimes you got to start from ground zero when you made it all the way to step 100. Sometimes you got to go back and figure out where it is that you missed the mark so you can come back better and stronger all over again. Don't ever let nobody come to your face and say, oh, you got to start over again. Listen, I'd rather start over in a 1-bedroom shack in the middle of bumble crap, Oklahoma, okay? When tornadoes are sweeping in my backyard, to stay, rather than stay in a situation where somebody is misusing me in a high-rise apartment overlooking the ocean. I don't care. Am I safe? Am I happy? Is it quiet when I go to bed at night? Tap in. Give me my puppy Toto and let me live my life. And sometimes those are hard decisions that you have to make when you are healing your inner child. Is walking away from the things that make your life comfortable, even though you are in an uncomfortable territory, even though you are in a dangerous territory. This is what it means to pull out the weeds. It don't mean just, oh, remove that person, remove this other person. It means getting out of environments and situations that no longer serve you. And sometimes it takes a long time to do that, because a lot of y'all just can't walk away. I recognize, I understand. Divine feminines, I get it. Anointed ones, I get it. You do what's safe, okay? Tap in. Don't ever want to forget that. But this beach coming out with synergy, and look, momentum coming out with secret admirer. As I said earlier, I said in another video that a lot of y'all moving the way that you're moving, you're not only moving the pathway for you, but you're also moving the pathway for other people who are watching you make these moves. Tap in. Listen. For you, it might seem like a wild thought. For you, it might seem like it's the biggest move ever. For you, it might feel impossible in that moment. But when you do it, you know that you got the momentum behind you. But I want you to understand that it's not just you watching. It's other people in your bloodline that's watching. There are other children. There are other adults that see that you have gone through the journey, that see that there's a different glow about you. Type 1 in the chat if you've ever done just a little bit of work, just a tiny bit of work, okay? And somebody has come to you and said, oh, something different about you. What you doing? Yoga, or what you doing? You eating something? You eating more fruits and vegetables? Like, what you doing? I mean, you just look good. You look happy. Tab, it's just something a little bit different about you. Tap in. And you just looking at you like, okay, well, all I did was just tell somebody no yesterday. Girl, that no empowered you. Empowerment looks good on you. I'm trying to tell you, like, love looks good on you. The love of yourself looks good on you. You validating you looks good on you. So everybody sees it. Oh my God, girl. Oh, girl, you glow and shine, right? Like a diamond. I need to know the secret. And all you can say is, look, the secret is working on you and letting yourself know that you are worthy. And the work must be done. Tap in, tap in, tap in. Ooh, God, what else you got for me right now? Friendship. Okay, momentum into friendship. So there's a lot of collaboration. There's a lot of a union happening, or maybe an association. Some of y'all might be eyeing possible friendships. Some of y'all might actually, I like this coalition and this union and this partnership. So some of y'all might actually be getting a foot in the door with a job, or maybe a new apartment. This union feels good to me. This union feels very good to me. What else you got going on? Okay, so this friend, this person, this energy that you are connecting with, this person is an earth angel. Tap in. Doesn't mean you don't approach with caution. Okay, doesn't mean you don't approach it with caution. And this person is not a root in your life. Literally, we have the number 32. So we have the number 5, the number 3, the number 2. So a union, a new beginning, a new effort, choices that need to be made, but also the number 5, which means there's a crossroad here with this. And the word defensive, you are guarded. This other person is guarded as well. So I feel like there's going to be a good connection and a good understanding of growth here with this person. I rarely ever pull relationships out in my readings. So the fact that this came out actually is a big deal. And it came out next to lucid dreaming. Oh my God. So yeah, this person is definitely sent by God to you in order to, I feel like, usher you into this next level. I think oftentimes we think that everybody that comes into our lives has to actually like look a certain way, that has to like be in our lives forever. That is not the case, girl. Everybody got to be in your life forever. Some people are there for just a season. I say recognize that, embrace that, and understand that that is okay. You might be in their lives for a season as well. Right now, I already know for the anointed chosen ones, for the divine feminines, divine masculines, and all of God's children, you don't really like to be bothered anyway. Tap in. Okay, how many of y'all, type 1 in the chat if all you need is a 2-hour brunch once a month with your favorite people and only to go home and just be like, all right, thank you, leave me alone. Tap in, okay? I already know. But yes, I love that this friendship is cognitive, it's responsive, and it actually gives you that affirmation that you are attracting the right people in your life. Tap in. Empress Lioness, hey boo, I see you. Bunny is popping out again. So we got okay. We got big Taurus energy. So some of y'all are standing so firm in this next level of your spiritual life that I would not be surprised. Y'all tap in. Okay, listen. I want you to tap in with me. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. Big Taurus energy with the bunny and deep diving. Y'all, I feel like this friendship, this connection that's coming into your life is a way to usher in a surgical way or a better way to surgically heal your inner child and the younger version of yourself. Because a lot of times, can we be real with each other? A lot of times you only know what you know, right? You don't know what you don't know. Tap in. It takes someone else that has gone through a little bit more of an exploration of life than we have to usher us into the next level. And I feel like that's exactly what this friendship is, what this connection is. And this person is very much aware, is very deep into the spiritual arts, into their spirituality, into their religion, into just how the world works and how you feel and how you, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Sometimes I have, God, please put it on my heart and my mind to say what I need to say. Sometimes it takes someone else to just show us the way. Tap in. I don't got to get no deeper. It ain't got to be deep, I guess. Okay, still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Okay, sometimes it is just that simple. Okay, and I love that for you, because when you go on this journey of healing your inner child, you actually do become lonely, and sometimes you just need a little bit of light. Tap in. God, give me one more before I change. What else is going on? Oh, I love this energy for you. A lot of big healing energy. If you are feeling this healing energy, please go ahead on and put a crown in the chat. Woo, we got big energy coming in. God is telling you to focus. Focus on your dream. Focus on your mission. Okay, we talking interstellar asteroid coming down. So that means that this next level is about to be out of this world. This is an opportunity to start manifesting. This is an opportunity Okay, to start asking, praying, get into your prayers, get into your rituals, get into your understanding, get into your knowing. Whatever this friend is putting in front of your face, you make sure that you write it down, you check out the books from your library, you go and research. This is big time energy coming this way. This is Scorpio energy. So I'm telling you right now, listen to me, tap in, tap in. The changes that are about to happen are going to be good. Do not be scared, but it's going to be different. So you might feel like, oh, this is moving fast. Yes, it's moving fast. So you need to stay focused. You need to be precise. You need to concentrate and know the direction you are going in. And sometimes when I say know the direction, I simply mean just know that you aren't going backwards. Tap in. Sometimes you got to stand in place and know which way you're going. Tap into that. Oh, I love this energy. Listen, divine feminine, divine masculine, anointed chosen ones, this next, I'm already I'm hyped for you, girl. I'm bursting out in flames right now. I got all the fans on and everything. I just feel like this is a time of great transition for you. I feel like this is the time where you are stepping into your full authority. Can't nobody play you. Can't nobody talk trash about you. Look, there is a new breath, a new life, a new soul. Like there must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly led me to you. Look at the skies, the color of love. Tap in. Woo-wee. The breath, life, soul, and mind. I'm telling you, this is so next level for you. So next level for you. I love, love, love this. What else you got for me, God? The act or process of, I'm telling you, field. I'm telling you, the world is yours. The world is yours. We have vastness. We have the field, agriculture, a lot of building, a lot of growth, a lot of movement. Oh my gosh. And polished, the most polished. Ain't nobody gonna sit up here and tell me this is not the message for an angel. This is the message for an angel. Oh my gosh, tap in. And all God is saying, give them more, give them more. You can't ask for enough. You can't ask for enough. And you know what? Back in the day, back in the gap, okay, let me, y'all kids would say back in the gap. My grandma, I gotta share my personal stories because it's a way for me to connect with y'all. My grandma grew up during the Great Depression. Okay, she was born on a plantation. Yes, tap in. Okay, and she would always tell the story. How many? Type one in the chat. Type one in the chat if y'all have ever heard an old head tell this story. Y'all kids don't know how good y'all have it. I had to walk 10 miles to school in the snow with one shoe on, up a hill and then down a hill. Okay, we had to walk through the streets. We had to do it. Like, tell me if you ever heard an oldie tell that story. That was my grandma. Okay, you could not tell her she did not stuff newspaper in her shoes, and she had to walk 6 miles of school one way and 6 miles of school back because that was the only school that they could go to. And she cried all the way home one time because she got a B in geometry. Tap in, okay? Rest in peace of my grandmama, all right? When she got older and she understood that she could actually spend money and go into a store and buy whatever she wanted. She can pay $100, $200, $300 for a church hat. She then eventually got up to the custom hats. Y'all, don't even get me started on those. But she could actually buy a lot of shoes and have closets full of furs. And I will never forget, one day I just caught her crying as she was looking at all the stuff in her closet because she said, I never ever thought that I would be able to have a pair of shoes with no holes in them. Tap in, let alone multiple pair of shoes. Tap into that. And I feel like that's what the change is about to happen, where you was in a situation where you never thought you would get out of, where things were dire, where things hurt, where things were just like you saw no end to it, because that's just the way that it was. That's just the way that you grew up. That's what people just did around you. That's how you thought the world happened, or the situation, or how a society worked, until boom, an asteroid came. A God-given asteroid came and opened up your eyes and said, hey, look at the world. It's clear. It is for yours for the taking. You got it. And now it's an opportune time to manifest so that you could turn around and say, wow, I never thought I'd be sitting in my own house. I never thought I'd be able to sit on a $6,000 couch. I never thought I'd be able to eat at $200 place restaurants. I never thought I'd be able to buy a bottle of water that costs more than $3. I never thought I'd be comfortable. I never thought I'd be able to ask for what I want and get it. I never thought I'd be able to fall in love again. I never thought that anybody wanted me. I never thought my hair would grow. I never thought I'd be able to stand up straight. I never thought I'd be able to breathe right. I never thought I'd be able to love myself the way that I love myself today. Tap in. That's what it is for you. So when I say that there is breath, life, soul, mind, you are in the act, in the process of opening up a field, and you are polished, you are chosen. It is time to gather. It is time to be read. I'm telling you right now that you are the source, that you are the way, that you understand that you are asking for everything that God promised you, and it's happening to you today. It's happening to you tomorrow, and you didn't know it was happening to you yesterday, but you just had to get out of this one little situation, this deeper situation. You had to go back and heal that inner child. You had to go back and ask the questions. You had to do the work. You had to do the work. You have to tell your story. You survived. It's a lot of people that didn't wake up this morning to say that they survived. It's a lot of people that don't have your experience to get what you got. It's a lot of people that don't even believe that there's a God out there that can heal and love them. Tap in. Nisha said, you better preach. Oh my gosh. I mean, at the end of the day, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. At the end of the day, look, earth, I believe earth, land, ground. I'm telling you, big Taurus energy in the building. You don't have to be a Taurus. It don't have to show nowhere in your chart, but just know that you understand that what you are looking at in this 3D is as above, so below. You have a whole spiritual department of defense. I say it all the time here. It's time to doge your life. Elon Musk ain't the only one that can do some doge-ish. You have he got the Department of Government Efficiency. You got the Department of God Efficiency. Tap in, doge your life. Woo-wee. Able to be. You are less common than. You are able to be. My goodness. And you have the will. You have the power. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing volunteering. I'm seeing volunteering. So some of you might freedom or liberty. I'm seeing volunteering and freedom of liberty. So are some of you looking to dedicate your time? Are some of you, hey, Grand Rising. So are some of you looking to volunteer time with maybe I'm getting the multiple readings on this. I'm getting multiple downloads on this because I see volunteerism, but I also see the will. There's a will or need or desire or a wanting to actually tap into giving back to others. Tap in. My goodness. Give me more, guys. Can we tap into this volunteerism? I feel like this has something to do more with volume, more with spreading a word, more about talking, about finding a fulfillment. Beautiful. Okay. It's coming. Tap in. One more confirmation. I feel you coming out. Yes. A lot of you are looking to rebuild your community. Tap in. A lot of you are looking to rebuild your community. And I understand that. Okay. A lot of times when anointed chosen ones, divine feminines, divine masculines, and children of God, when they look to rebuild their communities, they often go back to the environments in which they are, what's what I'm looking familiar with, right? And it can put you back in not so nice situations. Okay, it is what it is. I understand it's human behavior, right? You're going to have to take a limb to step out on a limb, not take a limb. God, no, please don't take a limb. You're going to step out on a limb and go outside and meet people. Tap in. I know. In the world of social media, in the world of online, I know. But I am asking you, if you are looking to rebuild your community or start a new community of people who want to invest in you by giving presents, by being available, by showing love, by being available to you, or just being a part of your support system, you've got to step out of your environment and go outside and meet people. There are a number of ways to do this. You can start with your local church. You can start with your local hospital. You can volunteer. That's why volunteer came up. You can volunteer at any type of shelters or spaces, libraries, anything where you can meet people who know you, who see you, how you move, how you thrive. That's how you start to rebuild your community. And I feel like a lot of y'all are just scared to do that. It's hard for you to trust. It's hard for you to be able to see if somebody is being genuine with you. But let me tell you how I know that you're ready to do this. I'm already know who I'm talking to. You're ready to do this because you've already been through the bullshit. Tap in. You already know the signs of a narcissist. You already know the signs of a demon. You already know the signs of people who are users and abusers. You already know the signs of what happens when you draw your boundaries. You already know the signs of people who are Bible thumping fakes. You already know the signs of people who are not well studied. You already know the signs of people who are lames. You already know the signs of people who are uneducated. You already know the signs. Tap in. You already know what to look for. You already know what doesn't feel right. You already know that it's off the cut. It's whoever's trying to show up and trying to slither their way into your life. God has already placed the red flags within your intuition. You already know what to do when somebody that has a slithering stomach and a forked tongue try to come to you and play you like a fool. You already know what it's like when somebody is trying to love bomb you. You already know what it's like when somebody trying to get into your pockets and get into your pants. You already know what it's like. So when you are going out there, you're stepping out of your comfort zone to rebuild, meet new people, and create creative expressions. The first card we pulled out, and create a community of people who know you and support you and love you. When you already know what to do and look out for, it ain't gonna be no problem. What Shannon Sharp say, ain't gonna be no problem. Tap in. Tap in. Oh my goodness. And I want you to look at this experience not as one where you have to fear, but one that is beautiful, one that is hopeful, and one that you can be grateful for. I want you to understand that you are so chosen, you are so rare, that there are people out there who truly will keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. And they calling you up like, oh my God, girl, Nisha, girl, it happened to me again. He stuck me for my paper. He came in, he went through my purse. He took all my rent money this time. You like, didn't this just happen 3 months ago? Didn't this happen last year? Didn't this happen 5 years ago? Because some people literally never see the signs. They enjoy being in those toxic situations. You are not that. You are not that. We know that people enjoy those toxic situations. You can go on any social media platform and see for sure Love and Hip Hop. What's the other one? Basketball Wives. All them Zeus shows on TV. They get hundreds of thousands of views from people who are engulfed in that drama. People who live that drama in their real lives. That ain't you, boo. Tap in. I rebuke that anyway. I rebuke all of that. Tap in. Oh no, since I'm rebuking, let's pull out the other cards. What else is going on with divine feminine, divine masculine, and the anointed chosen ones? Oh my gosh, and the children of God. What else is going on? Tap in. I'm feeling like going beyond this healing and being hit in the forehead with an asteroid, okay? On some Iron Man and Endgame Part 1, okay? Type ish, but he got smacked across the face of the planet, because that's what it's like when God is just telling you, like, girl, wake up. I feel like besides that, there is an apprehension. Ooh, look, there is an apprehension. And the apprehension is coming from you feeling like it's almost like, okay, tap in. Thank you, God. It's almost like you're fighting with who you used to be versus who you are now versus your vision for you in the future. And oftentimes, I'm going to tell you this because I know the journey. You kind of feel like you an imposter. Like your intuition is not good enough, or you might be off in what you know to be your intuition or your deep knowing, your clear cognizant, right? So you might feel like the former version of yourself has not caught up with the now version of yourself, which is not catching up to how you see yourself in the future. And you are at a crossroads with this. And I'm going to tell you right now, you need to make this choice. And you're going to make this choice because I'm going to help you get through this, okay? You're at a crossroads with this. You can either say to yourself, oh no, I don't trust my intuition, or maybe I was wrong about what I thought, or perhaps what I thought was happening, this person said it wasn't that, and so I believe that. Absolutely not. You are going to trust your intuition the first time, every time. I want you to go back and I want you to think about every single time you ignored your intuition. I want you to go back and think about every single time somebody talked you out of or gaslit you out of trusting your intuition, and how it backfired and popped you straight in the forehead. And now you looking like a fool with your pants on the ground because you should have known in the first place that you should have trusted your intuition. You will never, ever, ever go back to dismissing your intuition. If it's foul, it's foul. If it ain't right, it ain't right. If it feels good, check the vibes, tap in. Because low vibrational don't mean weak vibrational. Tap in. Let me say that again. What I just said, y'all type in the chat. Low vibrational does not equal what? Weak vibrational. So if it feels good, check the vibes. Okay? You will never, ever ignore your intuition again. You can ignore your intuition and you will have to clean up your life for 10 years after, because you ignored your God-given talent, your God-given purpose, what God gave you for your gift, which is your intuition, which is your gift of your sight, of your third eye, of your crown chakra, of your solar plexus, what you feeling up in your gut area, okay? And you ignored all the red flags. And now look at you. Now you got to clean some stuff up for the next 10 years of your life. That will never happen again, ever. And I already know it. A lot of y'all are really thinking, a lot of swords on the board. I'm calling out a lot of y'all right now. I am calling out a lot of you who are still questioning whether or not your intuition is spot on. I am telling you. You are an anointed one. You are a child of God. You are a divine being. You are an earth angel right here on this planet. I am telling you that your intuition is on point. Second guessing it will only, all this hard work you did to get to this point, all the tears that you cried to get to this point, all the stress you went through, hair falling out, losing weight because you not eating right, all this that you went through, and you still gonna sit here and look me in my face and tell me that maybe your intuition is off? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We gonna run tell that. We gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna tell you, if you sitting up here watching, you sitting up here in my chat, if you sitting up here talking, if you sitting up here vibing, if you sitting up here feeling, if you sitting up here chilling, if you're sitting up here, girl, don't get me started, okay? Start singing the song. And at one point in the last 48 minutes and 58 seconds that you've been listening to this live stream, you question your intuition, I want you to talk back to that. That ain't nothing but the devil. I want you to talk back, and I want you to say, you are wrong. My intuition has never done me wrong. My intuition is my guiding light, and I will listen to it at all times. And if you start questioning whether or not your intuition is the real deal, it is time that's the moment that you pray. That's the moment you take a second and say, God, I know that this voice is not real. I am asking for the light of God to walk me through this path because my intuition is legit. Too legit to quit. You're supposed to save yourself, honey. If that's the question that you're asking, so no, for the playback, anybody watching this playback, somebody said, how are cards supposed to save me? You're supposed to save yourself. You're supposed to pray to God. You're supposed to find your way. You're supposed to understand what your path is. And if you don't, it's time for you to go ahead on and pick up the Bible. It's time for you to go ahead on and pick up the Quran. It's time for you to get on your hands and knees and pray, because God and y'all got to co-create together. The cards will not, I say that all the time. The cards are just an extension to make sure the message gets to you. It is never the answer. Tap in. Don't never get it twisted. Don't ever come in here talking about how a card supposed to save you and give you the answer. You supposed to do the work all the time. Tap in. Tap in. Don't ever come up in here trying to distract the chosen ones and talk about what the cards are supposed to do for you. I'm here to give you the message. I'm here to pour into you. I'm here to let you know that you are not tripping. I'm here to let you know that you are amazing. Then if that's how you feel, could you please get him out of here? Someone, thank you. Because I don't argue with those. Tap in. Tap in. Somebody done told you wrong. And that's what I'm saying. Now I want y'all to see straight up. I want y'all to see straight up how we are in here vibing, loving on one another. And you got somebody in here who is skeptical, who want to go against your talents, who want to go against your beliefs, who want to go against your energy when you are doing nothing but giving a good word. And they still want to put doubt into what your gifts are. We just saw it in real time, y'all. Tap in. We just saw it in real time. Asking a question, gave an answer. Now you want to come back and move the goalpost. That is demon energy. Tap in. Ooh, I love when real life examples come through. I love when real life examples come through, because how many of you have gone through that same situation? How somebody going to dictate what your relationship with God is? Type 1 in the chat if somebody has come in to give you these crazy out of the sky questions, ambivalent questions that they want to answer specifically using your gifts and talents. And all they want to do is go against what you do. Type 1 in the chat if you battle that all the time. Tap in. All the time. They will come in and try to get you off your game. That was a real life example, and I'm so glad that it was there. I'm so glad it was there. Tap in. Finding that balance, understanding, magician energy with the temperance. So already rebuked. Nasty demonic energy rebuke with moon child. So we already saw the shadows. We already saw the energy that was coming out of that question. That's why I said, y'all, did I not just say you already know the signs? Tap in. You already know the signs. You already know the whereabouts. You already know how this goes. Can't nobody fool you. Can't nobody play you. Can't nobody tell you different. Can't nobody dictate how your relationship with God goes. Tap in. Tap into that. Ooh, yeah, shirt that say tap into that. I'm trying to tell you. Look, Ace of Swords. Woo, the Knight of Wands then came out. So we just blew that whole argument away. And that's what you are doing. I'm telling you, this asteroid energy is coming through and knocking out. It's knocking a whole lot of people, knocking the wind out of a whole lot of people. It's knocking the lies out of a whole lot of people. It is opening up your eye. It is lighting up the path that you thought didn't even exist. You're able to call out people. The Ace of Swords with the Knight of Wands. We're talking about lighting a path with the knowledge, with the understanding, with the clarity, with the game pieces on the board. Everybody out here playing checkers, and you over here playing next level with Zelda. Okay, Ace of Swords. That's why I got Zelda. You out here playing Zelda, World of Warcraft, and people at home playing checkers on the board. You next level. This asteroid energy has got people tripping. Thank you, love. Thank you. Tap in. Big chariot energy with the Ace of Pentacles. So again, like I said, coming through with Taurus energy, with grounded energy, knowing where you stand emotionally, even if you're emotional hot mess, even if right now your emotions are everywhere but here, you know where you stand with it. You know where you stand psychologically. You know where your boundaries are. You know what you're stepping into. You know what you're stepping away from. You know where you're not crossing. You know what you're pulling away from. You know that all it takes is one step forward. And when I say this asteroid energy is like, girl, talk about me more. Talk about me more. So when we talk about asteroid coming through, boom. We talk about wiping out all forms of destructive life so that new growth can happen. And once the path is cleared, you already know what to do with the Ace of Pentacles. My God. Did I pull the Magician somewhere? Is the Magician chilling? My goodness, the Magician is right here chilling. That Magician is speaking loud. That Magician is loud. First of all, the Magician is a fine ass bitch. Okay. Can't tell the Magician nothing. Secondly, the Magician is telling you that you have the tools to move accordingly. According to what, Cass? I'm so glad you asked, friend. Tap in. According to what? According to the divine will that God placed in you. Tap in. According to your divine purpose that you always knew you had. The same divine purpose that people tell you you don't have. The same divine purpose where you got people coming to your personal chat room telling you that something is not supposed to save them. The same divine purpose that foresaw what everybody else was going through. And you tried to help them and they laughed off your talents. The same divine energy and purpose that got you out of hot seats, got you out of trouble, saved your butt a couple times. That divine energy into your divine purpose. That Magician is telling you, you got the tools right here, no matter how chaotic you might feel right now. And let me tell you, and I tell y'all this all the time, don't be scared of chaos. Look, Nine of Cups energy. This is a time where you are able to, even in chaos, sit down and say, okay, boom, this is where we are. Let's figure this out. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. The Nine of Wands is telling you, Nine of Cups is telling you, you got this. You got this. With all of this energy we just pulled here, y'all, and we pulled a lot of energy, did we not? All of this energy here, you might feel like I gave you a lot. It might feel like you got to move in a million different places, that you got to pick up so many things at the same time. Let me tell you something. No, you don't. You start with what you can start with right now. My sister tells me all the time, do what you can do. Control what you can control. And what's out of your control, don't even focus on that. You can't control everybody else. You can control you. If people don't want to get with God's program, that's on them. You can't convince them otherwise. They're going to have to see their own light. They are going to have to get hit in the forehead with an asteroid. Your asteroid is not theirs. They can't see it. All they see is danger, where you see that this is a pathway. This is a clearing. This is an anointing. This is a resurgence. Tap in. Woo. God, what else you got for me? Before I go to the next deck. Oh my gosh, listen. Wow. And both of these came out in reverse, God. The Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Oh my goodness. Some of y'all actually just came to the point with me saying you don't have to deal with everything right now. Some of y'all are actually understanding that with everything that's going on in your life, good, bad, indifferent, with all the weeds that you done pulled out, with all the weeds that you done pulled out, with all the suckers that you removed out of your life, with all of the liars that were exposed in your life, with all of the demons that lost their minds when you decided to say, you know what, God's got it, God's got you, and I'm out this bitch. All in with everything that we pulled out of here. Some of y'all are just now realizing that you get to be in control of you, and that you don't have to show up for anybody else outside of your kids, okay? Outside of the people that you gonna show up for, because it's you and God. It's you and God. You can control only what you can control. And I just want you to understand that in the face of destruction, in the face of hurt, in the face of betrayal, in the face of lies, in the face of being in your own fears, even when the tears are clouding your sight, your vision, but it's not clouding this vision. Even when you feel like there's no way to move, I need you to understand that there's always a way. You might not like the way. You might not like, girl, you might be like, girl, I don't want to go down this path of fire. But sometimes that's the only way to go. Because God knows that everybody ain't going to follow you down that path of fire. God knows that everybody can't handle that heat. How do we know everybody can't handle that heat? Because they still stuck in the same crap they were stuck in 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They still calling you for the same situations. Meanwhile, you done leveled up. I'm telling you, silhouette came out for a reason. It's not a shadow of your former self that you have to look at. It's other people not being able to catch your view. They can't see you. That's why when you go back around to your old neighborhoods and you drive through, you see somebody at the store and they're like, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. And they start talking about where they last left off with you. Oh, the last time I saw you, you was at the club. You like, girl, that was 20 years ago. You still at the club though? 20 years, you still clubbing 20 years? Okay. The last time I saw you, you was in school. Oh, y'all done graduated with 5 degrees by then. Tap in. Tap in. The last time I saw you, you was I don't know, you was busting the windows out of his car. Yup, sure enough was me. Okay, I done found God since then. Okay. I ain't gonna deny it. Don't y'all judge me. But think about it. Think about every time you've seen somebody from your past that you haven't seen in a long time. They always tap into where they left off with you. Meanwhile, you don't live 20 lifetimes since then. And now they get to say, wow, what's something different about you, boo? I love this version of you. Some of them just be haters. Somebody said, girl, listen. I said, don't judge me, okay? Y'all better don't judge me, okay? Tap in. God, what's the other messages you have for us before I dip up out of here? Because y'all gonna get me in trouble, okay? And y'all are not gonna Vlad TV me and send my video to the FBI. Now I got to explain some Ain't gonna be me, okay? I deny all charges, Ossifer. Listen, them pulled vulnerable and bound. Wow. Vulnerable, bound in life. You know what's interesting about vulnerable popping up in between bound in life is that even through all of, at least now we listening. No, tap in. Even through all of the pain, right? This thread of pain that you've gone through, you have not lost your softness. You haven't lost your vulnerability. You haven't lost your emotions. Like, even though you've been emotionally wounded, even though you've been pulled open by situations and people that you loved and trusted, there's still a vulnerability to you that really is a God-given attribute. Vulnerability is beautiful. Doesn't mean that you're just vulnerable out here for everybody. Don't mean you just out here like, oh yeah, let me share all my secrets. But it actually does allow you to still be protected and loved. You care. Exactly. Tap in. Tap in. There's a softness to vulnerability. Like, vultures are attracted to vulnerability. Yes, that's no lie. And I'm not talking about them, because you're still protected. You still do your rituals, still say your prayers to protect that vulnerability. But the people, the energy that can get to that vulnerable side of you are so far and few between that at this point, we know that at this point in your life, it's only angels coming through. It's only anointed coming through. It's only God coming through to touch on that vulnerability. And that's why people are attracted to you. They see that softness in you. They see that love in you. They see that version of you. People want to get to know that part of you. They can't, because we done removed the weeds. But I don't ever want you to forget that two things can be true at once. You can be guarded. You can be protective of yourself to the outside world and still have that beautiful vulnerability about you to only those that deserve that part of you. Period. And I know it takes a lot of energy to protect yourself in that way. I know it can be exhausting to go through that. I understand that. But I don't want you to forget that you never lose it. Never. Never. It is your way of life. It is a principled force in your life. What did the Ozzy brothers say? You're a positive, motivating force within my life. I'm telling you. Now, Leah redid that for you youngest, but that's the Ozzy brothers originally. And I feel like your vulnerability is a guiding motivation in your life. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, Even me pulling that card softened me. Kind of pulled my shoulders back a little bit. Kind of made me relax. Because I feel that you want to be vulnerable. I feel that you want to share. I feel that you need a space for that. That's what this is. That's what crowned is. That's what this circle is. That's what this love is. That's why I pour into you so that you can be in a space that holds you and your vulnerability without weaponizing it, without using it against you, without harming you, for you to be okay and happy, for you to be able to cry and still understand that, girl, tears are beautiful. They are cleansing. They are healing. Now that you got done crying, what you want to do? How you want to move? I love holding this space for you. This is a duty that I am bound to by God, is to create this space. And I'm telling you, I've had demons and devils try to destroy this space before I even got off the ground. Tap in. There's never a time where I don't speak to God and say, am I going in the right direction? And God said it's time to expand. That's what I'm telling you. God is telling you it's time to expand. Thank you. And you're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm going to tell you straight up, it's a lot of, I see, God done put it on my heart. God done put it on my heart. It's a lot of people out here, right here on this app that we watching right now, who uses the vulnerability of the chosen ones, of divine feminine, divine masculine, using the vulnerability of the anointed ones, using the vulnerability of God's children to exchange for money. Tap in. And I'm talking about dirty money. I'm talking about they don't care what they got to say to you to get you to open up, to try to make you feel safe, to usher your spirit into what my sister says, the ninth circle of hell. Tap in. People weaponize your vulnerability, not by just making you feel bad, because people will do that, but they exploit your vulnerability and making you believe that they are creating a safe space for you, when in all actuality, you're feeding your vulnerability into a devil's minion. I said what I said. Tell them to go fight their mama. Tap in, tap in. It's intense out here. Woo, wait, it's intense. The love is intense. The real is intense. Oh my God, the victory is intense. The intuition is intense. We not playing no games out here with your soul. We not playing no games out here with your spirit. You done came too far. You done seen too many hellfire pits to go back to the bullshit. Tap in. Tap in. The victory is yours. What Yolanda Adams said, the battle is not yours, but it's the Lord's. Listen to that song when I get out of here. Woo! My goodness. God, take us away with the last final messages, please. Oh, I've had such a great time with this message. Ooh, wee! Charm, gratitude, service. Here goes service coming up again. Here's service coming up again. I'm telling you, volunteerism, service, charm, grace, all of these are anointed words. All of these are our appreciation, benefits received. All of these are wow, a trait that fascinates, allures, or delights. You are a charm. You are a charm in your service to God, your service to your community that you are building. Confirmation. My God, the grace that has been given. And a lot of times, y'all, we be going through so much. We think the whole world is crashing down. And a lot of times it is when we going through it in the moment. The whole world is just crashing down, friend. Okay, it's just a whole lot going on. Tap in. I don't ever want y'all to forget to just give grace. Even if it's for the breath in your lungs, give grace. Give thanks. Give praise. Even in the midst of darkness, it's a reason for the message coming to you. Yes, ma'am. Tap in. God, give me a few more messages before I dip up out of here. Ooh, we support. I'm telling you, ooh, we. Community has been coming up a lot in this conversation. And God is saying, you are due for your support. Do not think that because somebody is not going to be in your life for as a root for an eternity, for the rest of your life. Listen, do not think for 1 second that just because somebody became a branch, just because somebody became a leaf in your life, that you're not supposed to learn a lesson. You are supposed to learn from people that enter and exit your life. There's nothing wrong with that. Big transformation. Oh my gosh, let me just split the darn deck to see what else comes out. That big transformation coming out was powerful. Tap into that. Divine. Okay, God, listen. Now, see, God is just doing the most right now. God is just doing the most right now. And you know what we didn't even do, y'all? We didn't even read karmic energy. There was no need. This reading was not for them. This reading was about you. This reading was about your power. This reading was focused on you. Big focus energy. Didn't I pull focus? Big focus energy. As a matter of fact, the focus came right out next to the asteroid. This was about you. This is about your movement. This is about how powerful you are, how loved you are, how blessed you are. That you can look back and say, I had this stuffed newspaper in my shoes and now I got a closet full of them. This is your opportunity to give thanks. This is your opportunity to give grace. This is your opportunity to forgive yourself. Oh, tap in. Some of y'all weren't even ready for that. This is your opportunity to forgive yourself. I didn't say forgive them. I didn't say forgive them over there. I said forgive yourself. You damn right you didn't know the answers then. You damn right you didn't have the eye for things happening then. You damn right you were scared to speak up because of what the consequences could have been. Forgive yourself for that. That was the yesterday you. That's why inner child came out first. Because I said the yesterday you needs healing too. You get stronger and better from here. Tap in. You grow from here. Tap in. Forgive yourself for making the best decision for you at that time. You know, I'm a lot of y'all don't know this, but I'm a big fan of the Steve Wilkos show. Okay, yes, Jerry Springer, old bodyguard back in the day. And Steve Wilkos does a lot of shows around finding out whether or not someone has not done great things to children, right? Tap in. And one of the things I hear often from the mothers or the fathers or the families that are defending the children, the younger babies, is that I gave somebody the benefit of the doubt. Because when my child came to me and said this happened, I didn't believe them. And I gave the person the benefit of the doubt. And now that person has to deal with the fact that they ignored their loved one, their child, because they chose to have a warm body in the bed and protect the innocent. And a lot of y'all have been the innocent. A lot of y'all have been harmed by demon energy. A lot of y'all have been unceremoniously violated. And it runs deep in your spirit. It runs deep in your soul. And I'm telling you right now, it's not your fault. And at any given time, you had a second to think that you were to blame or that you took responsibility. I'm telling you right now to forgive yourself for even coming up with the thought, because it's not your fault. I will never sit up here and say that your violation was in God's plan. No, this is demon. This is in a demon devil energy plan. It's taking God to heal. And that healing journey is rough. That healing journey can get ugly. It can get gutter. It can just It grabs at the depth of your soul. And I understand why a lot of you are looking at this healing energy, inner child, and like, no, I can't go there. It's okay. You take one step at a time. You take one moment at a time. And if you feel like you have to blame yourself because you can't take that one step today, it's okay. Forgive yourself. Don't blame yourself. You take a half a step. You take a quarter of a step. You dip a toe if you have to. But what I never want you to do is stay where you were that was harming you. What I don't want you to do is stay in the mindset that you have to be that person of yesterday, that you have to be that child of yesteryear. It's never. No, you don't. You get to reclaim your power at any given time. And if today is that day, if this moment is that moment, then let it be so. Tap in. This is all coming from my heart, from my soul. No cards needed for that. I pulled a lot of swords. A lot of y'all been racking your minds, hurting yourself. Some of y'all even lying to yourself that you okay and you're not okay. It's okay to forgive yourself for trying to protect your mindset when you had so many other things to do. Give yourself grace. God is giving you grace. Why can't you give yourself grace? This is the year of you. I'm team you. I'm so team you, I got a tat on my finger in real life. That's how team you I am. My license plate say team you. I love pouring into you because I believe that when you start healing yourself, it contributes to the greater consciousness, the greater Christ energy. The kingdom of heaven is within. And it starts with healing. I love you guys so much. I am so thankful that a lot of you showed up today. Like, thank you, tap in. I appreciate you guys so much. Never forget that your crown has never left. Your crown was never knocked off. You just had to remember it was there. My name is Cass Young. Go to CassYoung.com to see how we can work together one-on-one to schedule your intuitive tarot session. And I just love you guys so much. Hashtag Team You. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.